Hello and welcome to this fitness challenge by Fossafitness. Essentially, we're going to be giving you some top tips on how to work on your preparation for the 100,000 step challenge, which is the major sort of landmark on Fitbit. This is the top achievement that you can have in one go, and it's recognised by the best badge on Fitbit for that particular category. So, in order to do this, you're going to need to do brisk walking. Assuming you are doing brisk walking, you're going to need to do 100 steps per minute for 17 hours, and that will essentially be the challenge. So that will give you 7 hours of extra time, if you like, to play with in terms of hydration, nutrition while you're stopped, potentially not having meals at various places, or sleep if you need it, although I wouldn't advise during this endurance challenge you actually do sleep at all. The people who I've watched actually do it on various YouTube videos haven't slept during the challenge. So I have seen a few videos, people have attempted it and people have actually done it before. It shows it can be done. There's a few tips that I sort of gathered from watching those videos, and I recommend you watch other videos where other people actually attempting that particular challenge of 100,000 steps in terms of what they actually do and some of their tips. But essentially from that I certainly gained an insight into their preparation. So for example, they would do it in groups. So one of the guys who was doing it decided to go out with a load of friends, make it a sort of social experience. Obviously it makes it more enjoyable. You can motivate each other, you say come on, you can act silly, you can have a laugh, and that keeps you, especially in the latter stages when you're really starting to flag and your muscles are starting to hurt, that sort of gives you that motivation to get you over the line, if you like. So that's what they sort of used as a strategy. They did stop and have a meal on the way, so that's a great video. So I recommend that you check out videos similar to that. There's another video where a guy did a similar thing, although he did it on his own instead. But there's a few good tips I found that he had, and one of which was when it was too hot during the day, he actually did the rest on a treadmill, so he didn't do it completely outside. When I attempt it, because I'm going to attempt this challenge as well soon, and this will be an outside attempt, so I'll stay outside the whole time, and that'll be part of the criteria of what I'm actually attempting. But essentially you can do it outside. You could do it the whole distance on the treadmill, for example. Obviously the distance you cover is going to very much vary depending on your stride length, and your stride length is the sort of main factor in terms of how far you're actually going to travel with that number of steps. So essentially 100,000 steps sounds like a great challenge. And this other guy, what he did was he had a gaming app, so he kept himself distracted again by games rather than the social interaction, as I said the previous group did. He's actually playing Pokemon Go, looking for all those eggs and what have you, all that exciting stuff, or whatever you do on Pokemon Go. And so that was, again, one of the latest crazes at that time when he was doing it. And he pre-planned the route, of course, so he knew an exact distance, so he walked to a point and then he returned from that point. So he did a destination ride. You can, I suppose, plan out a sort of circuit. Both groups were walking on fairly flat terrain. Of course, if you're walking uphill, which step's going to be harder. So I'd recommend you consider that in your planning. Also lighting, some of it will be at night. If say you're starting at midnight and going through to midnight of a different day, make sure you get adequate sleep beforehand. Wake up at least an hour beforehand to prepare all your stuff, or prepare it the night before. And this will be things like drinks for rehydration. So it might just be water. You might want an energy drink, sort of combine some calories with the hydration, or you might prefer to have the water and have a separate solid food source, for example a carbohydrate rich snack such as a banana or an energy bar or a flapjack perhaps, to sort of keep you going. You may also want to like I say, stop off at various points, so you need to plan those when you're actually planning your route. If you do want to stop in particular places to eat, then it's good to have an idea of where those places are going to be and how far in you're going to be when you're stopping, and potentially how much time you have left. I'd also recommend that when you're actually trying it, if for whatever reason you feel like you actually cannot continue, to actually review the situation at that point and consider whether it's likely you're going to be able to do it, because there's nothing worse than actually risking permanent damage if there's some sort of sharp pain rather than the general sort of dull aching that will slowly increase throughout the event, then it's indicative of an injury. And certainly with challenges, people can be tempted to push themselves too hard, and actually, rather than improving the fitness, which most of these events in the long run will do, that can actually prevent increases in the future and can have you kind of off work or off your fitness as well, and health as well, for a prolonged period of time, which is never good. So preparation is key. Like I say, social interaction, hydration, nutrition, planning, sleep beforehand, not during. You're going to have 7 hours probably to play with during the event for all these things, to actually keep yourself going. Think of clothing, think of your footwear you're wearing. Are you going to need to change your socks? Are you going to get blisters? Are you going to overheat? What time of day are you going to do most of the steps in? Are you going to do it inside? Are you going to do it outside? Whereabouts are you going to do it? Who are you going to do it with? And how are you going to let people know you've done it? Because of course, you know, one of the great things about Fitbit is you can share it online. You can tell your mates, you know, I've done this, I'm amazing. I've done this, I'm amazing. You know, I've done this, I'm amazing, and it's great. And it's a multiple achievement. You know, you don't have to just say I've done 100 steps. It's not 100,000 steps. Not 100 steps would be quite easy when you do it within a minute potentially. But yeah, it's not just about saying I've done this number of steps. It's about saying I've exercised for this amount of time. It's about saying I've travelled around all these places that you can photograph on your way. You can make it into a real adventure if you want to, and sort of take people along with you. Take your followers from Instagram, so various social media platforms, Twitter, Snapchat, what have you. Take your followers and let them know what you're actually doing and why you're doing it. You could even raise some money for a charity doing it. So I think it is a great challenge, and I'm going to attempt it next year. So of course I need all the kind of support from my channel I can get at the moment. We're quite newly established Fossafitness brand. We're trying to get more established and obviously provide some great, interesting, entertaining content for you guys. And obviously we'll bring you a video of us doing that challenge when we get round to it. But essentially we need the support in order to enable us to prepare in order to do this, because of course it's time, and time is money in today's day and age, so it's really important you support us, and we really appreciate it. Anyone who's watching this video, thank you so much. So remember to like our videos, subscribe to us. In comments, leave us any ideas you got for future challenges, whether that's the 100,000 steps, whether it's a different one, whether you want us to do it inside, whether you want us to do it outside. Let us know. Of course, you know, we'll get back to you on the comments as soon as we can, and we look forward to seeing you in future videos. So our next kind of video will be looking at essentially benefits with steps and some of the sort of health reasons to step a certain amount each day, and the regular kind of benchmark of the 10,000 steps and where that comes from and whether that's any good. So hit the like button, hit subscribe, and we'll see you soon. Cheers guys.